What are concealed carry permits? Who can have them, and how does one go about obtaining a permit? These are many questions that people have about concealed carry permits. Unfortunately, many are confused about who can obtain this type of permit and exactly what these permits allow the individual who possesses them to do. First, we need to define what a concealed carry permit is, who is allowed to have them, and how they go about getting one. In North Carolina, concealed carry permits allow individuals who have them to carry a firearm, usually a pistol for self-defensive purposes, out of sight of the general public. While some states allow for the concealment of other weapons of a defensive nature, North Carolina's concealed carry laws only provide for the concealment of a firearm. Some may think that these permits may only be obtained by law enforcement or military personnel. However, that is not the case. Any resident is allowed to apply for a permit as long as they meet the restrictions and background criteria. Before we get to the specifics of the requirements and application process for a concealed carry permit, let's first identify the differences of a permit to buy. Some people confuse these very two different permits. A permit to buy is simply that, a permit to purchase a firearm. The requirements for these is that an applicant must be 21 years of age and pass a criminal background screening performed by the local sheriff's office. Upon the successful completion of the background screening and the mandatory 5 business day waiting period, the applicant can purchase a permit to buy a firearm for a cost of $5 each. One permit is needed per firearm purchased. At the time of purchase, most firearm dealers will also perform a NICS, or National Instant Criminal Background Check System, check, to verify the validity of the issued permit. Permits to buy are only needed for handguns. Rifles or long guns do not require a permit to buy, and a purchaser only needs to be 18 years of age. However, firearm dealers will perform a NICS check at this time to ensure that the purchaser has no criminal history. Now you may be wondering, what are the restrictions and criteria for concealed carry permits? There are many sources that one can go to in which to find information on obtaining a permit. Richard Gould of the Hickory Daily Record recently published an article titled, "For Protection or Freedom, More People Seek Concealed Carry Permits. In Catawba County, 3,428 residents can carry hidden guns." In this article, Mr. Gould lays out the basic requirements and process for an individual to apply for a permit. These are that the applicant will be given a background check for any felony convictions, which are grounds for an immediate disqualification. The sheriff may also deny the application based on character, meaning that if a person has a significant history of misdemeanor convictions, it is most likely it's best he doesn't have a permit. Applicants must also pass a mental health screening, submit their fingerprints for a complete criminal history check, take an 8-hour class on handgun safety and pertinent laws, and finally the applicant must demonstrate proper handgun safety and proficiency through live firing at a gun range. The cost for a concealed carry permit is $90, plus the cost associated with the class, which can vary, but averages around $75. I'm sure all this information has left you wondering just who actually has these concealed carry permits. With the gun debate such a hot topic with many people, there are many articles in which to gather current information on just who applies and receives these permits, and the statistical analysis of the effects that these permits have on crime. Some of these articles are Over 60 and Licensed to Carry, Seniors More Likely to Have Permits for Concealed Guns, by Melanie Markley, The Untold Triumph of Concealed Carry Permits, by David Kopel, and Number of Police Officer Killings Decline as Concealed Carry Permits Rise, by David Allen Cola. In these articles you can find that more than 30 states have some form of concealed carry permits, and that the occurrence of women and married couples applying for these permits are on the rise annually. Also, as indicated in Texas, people over the age of 60 account for 25% of permits issued, and people 55 and older account for 42% of issued permits, even though this age group only accounts for 28% of that state's population. And with the rise of people having these permits, violent crime and police officer deaths that are gun-related are down. According to a 2008 Department of Justice report, there were 17 fewer police officer killings in 2008 than in 2007, 41 in total, resulting in the lowest number of police officer deaths in recent decades. While I'm not here to convince you of the validity of concealed carry permits, from a statistical analysis, they have been a useful tool to law enforcement agencies by reducing the incidence of police shootings, and in some reports, allowing regular citizens to come to the aid of police. Another immeasurable benefit of these permits is that through the education process, citizens are becoming safer and more knowledgeable about the firearms they own, as well as the laws surrounding their use. Thank you for your time, and I hope that I've increased your knowledge of what a concealed carry permit is and how to obtain one.